Straight ahead on 12 News, a special surprise in a Crystal Elementary classroom. Then a brush with stardom at a Brooklyn Center school as students there get inspired to chase their dreams. But first, the latest on an officer-involved shooting in Robbinsdale. 12 News starts right now. Hello and thanks for joining us. A high school student is recovering from gunshot wounds in an officer-involved shooting in Robbinsdale.
Many questions still surround the case, but we do know 3 officers are on paid leave. The shooting happened Thursday around 5:40 p.m. at an apartment complex off 37th and Hubbard Avenue North. Reporter Sonia Goins has more on the story.
Oh my God!
This is scary in my own neighborhood.
A Robbinsdale woman who didn't want to be identified took video of the scene. It happened right outside her window.
It was a crazy sight. I didn't sleep last night. I really couldn't. Just listening to the mother bellow over her daughter.
Robbinsdale police say they got a call about an unwanted person here at the scene. They said when they got here, they found a woman with a knife. They said they asked her to put it down, and when she didn't, they shot her.
I heard pop, 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 and she dropped to the ground. I didn't hear any police say drop the knife. Robbinsdale police, I heard none of that.
18-year-old Tania Harris was shot twice in the stomach.
Tania was unarmed when the police shot her. They had no reason to shoot her.
The Hennepin County Sheriff's Office is now investigating the case. They have to determine whether or not Tania actually had a knife in her hand when she was shot.
She is puzzled why they took such a strong action against her.
The shooting has some neighbors wondering if police could have used a different course of action.
Even if she did have a knife, do you not have a taser? Do you not have mace?
Police out here all night.
This Robbinsdale woman also didn't want to be identified.
I live around here. They see my face, they might start messing with me.
But she did tell us this.
I don't think they would have shot her if she was white. First of all, she was a young female, not that big.
Neighbors say this is a relatively quiet neighborhood, and they want it to stay that way.
We all live here together, and I want us to feel safe. I don't want us to feel threatened.
In Robbinsdale, Sonia Goins, 12 News.
Tania Harris is in stable condition at North Memorial Hospital. No officers were hurt in the incident.
A Maple Grove woman is suing a Minneapolis police officer accusing him of using excessive force. The suit filed by 23-year-old Madeline Milton says the officer punched Milton and knocked her unconscious after she tried to record the officer arresting several of her friends. The incident involved Officer Tyrone Bars last June, who responded to a disagreement over a cab fare involving a driver and Milton's friends. Milton is seeking unspecified damages.
This weekend, a vigil and memorial service will honor 10-year-old Barway Collins, who was found dead last weekend. The Liberian community is planning a vigil Saturday at 1 p.m. outside the Cedarwood Apartments in Crystal, where the boy lived. On Sunday, a memorial service is planned for 2 p.m. at North Mississippi Regional Park. Barway's father, Pierre, is charged with second-degree murder in his son's death.
We better get used to this, highway closures. The big one this weekend, Highway 100 will be shut down completely between I-394 and Crosstown Highway 62. It takes effect tonight, Friday, and doesn't reopen until early Monday morning. This is the second of 8 scheduled weekend closures. The job of a parent is an all-consuming one.
A parent's job can get even more challenging when the child has special needs. But a group of people from our greater Twin Cities makes it easier for families by helping them navigate through the often difficult world of healthcare services and care.
A trip to the park for 6-year-old Jagger Potterbaum means he's ready for one of his favorite activities, swinging. It's a fun activity in a busy, challenging life for the Potterbaum family. Jagger has a rare genetic abnormality and requires around-the-clock care.
It took us 4 years really to diagnose him. But the abnormality really means that his brain has trouble communicating with the rest of his body.
The Potterbaums have help with Jagger's care through a personal care attendant and say it's something that has changed their lives.
It's been amazing.
It's allowed us to be parents.
Yeah.
You know, a parent to him and then a parent to our other kids.
Navigating through the maze of paperwork that Jagger's care requires is very difficult and time-consuming, but there's help.
What the navigators do for us is they really have it, I'll call it an inside track, if you will. where they understand the process. They've gone through it so many times.
I sit often at my desk and wonder how any normal, average person, family that's working, that has children, would know about this process and would be able to get through it without a navigator.
6 navigators through ARC Greater Twin Cities help families like Jaggers.
Navigating the system can be quite hard and challenging because there's a lot of barriers specifically for folks with disabilities in getting the health care that they need.
ARC Greater Twin Cities has created YouTube videos in different languages to help navigate through the MNsure exchange and other healthcare opportunities. We have more information on our website, 12.tv.
The local news has been full of heartbreaking stories this week. This next story is a bright spot, a celebration and surprise at Robbinsdale area schools. Take a listen. Why all the excitement? Well, this Forest Elementary music teacher and students found out they are receiving a $3,000 grant from the Seven Dreams Education Foundation. The organization supports hands-on education efforts that teachers wouldn't be able to do without extra funding. This music teacher plans to bring in an artist in residence, a master drummer originally from Ghana, to work with the kids for 2 weeks on African drumming.
I think it's really important for students to experience other cultures, because then it helps them figure out that their culture is okay too.
The Seven Dreams Foundation gave away $35,000 in grants today. It is money that's all raised through donations from Robbinsdale area district staff. Coming up, students in Brooklyn Center get a visit from a young actor who made a name for himself on national TV.
And later in sports, the Wayzata girls lacrosse team has a good night against St. Michael Albertville.
But first, grab your umbrella this weekend. There is rain in the forecast. Some students in Brooklyn Center had a brush with stardom today.
Eric Nelson has more on a house call from a guy named Doc.
It was time for a doc talk today in Brooklyn Center.
Please don't let your dreams sit here in this school and just dwindle away.
Acclaimed actor Doc Shaw was at Northport Elementary School.
It's just great to be here, standing and looking at him right now.
Doc's prescription to the kids was simple. Use arts to chase your dreams.
Arts opens up your mind and gives you a creative process that you can think of being anything in this world.
Shaw's resume includes the Disney Channel and TBS's hit show, House of Pain.
Well, how long you been taking your little karate class?
About 2 months.
Seeing him up close was a thrill for the students.
My whole life, I've watched Disney Channel, and I've been wishing I could meet someone like Debbie Ryan or Doc Shaw, and then I get to meet him, so yay!
Shaw definitely motivated the kids.
I just took that I should really just always be heading for my dreams and just let nobody affect it.
Shaw grew up in a single-parent home in small-town Georgia that had no focus on acting or arts. His push came from his mom.
After she figured out I wasn't going to be Michael Jordan or LeBron James, she said, maybe fine arts is better for you. So
things have definitely panned out. Maybe it's a good thing Shaw didn't have any game on the basketball court.
With sports nowadays, it's injury prone, and I've never heard of anybody tearing the ACL by drawing. So
Northport is one of 4 turnaround arts schools in Minnesota. Doc Shaw says he will return here in October. In Brooklyn Center, I'm Eric Nelson, Channel 12 News.
Thanks, Eric. And Shaw splits time between Atlanta and Los Angeles. His mom also made the trip with him to Minnesota. What a funny guy.
Oh, I love it. No one tears an ACL with drawing.
I
right?
know.
With
Remember
art.
that, kids.
Yes.
Coming up, an up-and-coming musical act takes over the spotlight and weekend showcase.
But first, district rivals Osseo and Maple Grove play a close one in prep baseball. John Jacobson is in next.
Welcome back. John joins us now with sports.
And we're talking prep baseball, and you could not get a better couple of days here for baseball games.
It's been a great week for all the sports. Everything got in. That was good. After winning a doubleheader Wednesday, the Maple Grove baseball team might have been a little tired coming into their game at Osseo on Thursday, while the Orioles were battling for their first win of the year in the team's home opener. Coach Darby Carlson and the Crimson looking to improve their record on the season to 4-1. Top of the first inning, the Crimson get running. Runners on the corners. The throw goes to second and trying to get Matt Vogel. Vogel's safe, and so is Isaac Collins, who broke from third base and scores, and it's 1-0 Maple Grove. Osseo scored a run on an error in the bottom of the first, and the Crimson go back to work in the second inning. Austin Matheson beating out the infield single here. Jaden Roll scores, and it's 2-1. After Matheson stole second, Adam Brandt grounds a single up the middle. Matheson scores, and it's 3-1 Crimson after an inning and a half. It stays that way until the bottom of the fifth inning. Ben Christopherson with the perfect squeeze bunt. Rudy Alexander scores as Christopherson beats the throw to first, and it's 3-2. But the Crimson get out of the inning when pitcher Charlie Horton gets Cameron Perna to hit into a perfect 6-4-3 double play to end the inning. Maple Grove goes on to win it 3-2. The Champlin Park baseball team won its first 3 games before losing to Maple Grove Wednesday. The Rebels were hosting District 11 rival Anoka on Thursday. Top of the first, Anoka's Trent Palmer with a 2-out hit to score Trevor Smith, getting the Tornadoes on the board. The Rebels have a tough day on the field. Error here on the top of the second brings home 2 runs and gives Anoka a 5-1 lead. In the bottom of the third, Alex Duane with a base hit up the middle for Champlin Park. It scores Riley Johnson. The Rebels get 3 in the inning, cutting the deficit to 5-4. Top of the fifth, Anoka gets another run on a squeeze play and stretches its lead to 7-4. The Tornadoes win 8-4, handing the Rebels their second straight loss. Sometimes first impressions don't hold up, and that was true in a wild softball battle Thursday. Totino-Grace hosting Blaine in Northwest Suburban Conference play, and it's all Blaine early. Erica Winter delivers a base hit to right that gets away. Mallory Stone and Kylie Cassidy scores. The Bengals score 5 runs in the top of the first, and it looks like they might roll. But the Eagles come back in the third. Claire Van Buren's bouncer gets past the Blaine shortstop, Alex Reek, and Logan Knipp scores. Totino-Grace rallies to within 5-4. An inning later, Mike Sowell's Eagles take the lead. Sidney Meyer drives it deep over the center fielder's head to score Julia Sowell and Reek. It's 7-5 Eagles through 4. But it is far from over. Down to the last out in the seventh, Blaine's Stone delivers a clutch base hit to left, scoring the tying run. The Bengals later take the lead on a 2-run homer. Grace, though, has the final word. With 1 run already in, Reek comes through the game winner on a hit to right center to score the tying and winning runs in the bottom of the seventh. Totino-Grace wins a thriller 10-9. In girls lacrosse, Wayzata hosted St. Michael Albertville. Wayzata in white. Izzy Shannon taking the pass and scoring here. Give the Trojans a 3-1 lead. From behind the net, Haley Schmidt comes out front, just misses off the goal post. Penny Moe's there to clean up the rebound and make it 6-1. A wipeout cost St. Michael Albertville. They turn it over here. Schmidt takes advantage, getting him close to score, making it 8-2. Ellie Olmanson will put on the brakes, change hands, and put the shot away here to make it 11-3 Wayzata. As they control things in the first half, they go on to win, scoring more in the second half. They take this one 18-8. Britta Anderson scoring here. Wayzata starts late conference play next week. And that's all good sports for today.
All right, thanks, John. Still ahead, we don't have to travel too far to honor a special volunteer.
Plus, Weekend Showcase dips into the music circuit this week with the band Maiden Dixie.
We end Volunteer Recognition Week with a volunteer close to home.
Volunteers are the ones responsible for programming on public access here at Northwest Community Television, and one of those volunteers is Zipporah Mesesi, who for the last 5 years has produced her own television show in Swahili.
First time I used to record my music in Africa, I recorded in Swahili and Kisii. And when I came here, I had this desire in me that I wanted to share my music with the community, but I didn't know how until I came across Northwest Community Television.
We have 2 channels, and the 2 channels are really programmed entirely by programs created by our volunteer base. So they are very, very important to who we are.
When I get home,
She's brought a lot of other volunteers in. She's gotten her family involved, and she's really doing a really unique service to viewers not only in the northwest suburbs, but to viewers who are watching her program around the world.
I feel so good when I see that I've inspired maybe some young person, and maybe even the older people of my age who may still have something to share. We can never stop learning, and this has been a place of free learning for me, has made me very creative.
To volunteer and produce your own television show, you have to spend 7 hours in training. Zipporah used to teach in Kenya, she tells us, and she says she's had former students who see her shows on the web, and then they come and see her.
Oh, what a great outlet.
She's a great lady, too. She was a lot of fun. There are some musical choices for your entertainment options this weekend.
Neil Persley files and takes a look at a local one coming up. It's a local favorite.
I'm in studio today to talk about one of the most exciting up-and-coming country music bands from this part of the world. They're all homegrown, and I've got Jesse Becker in studio with me. He's the lead instigator of the band. He's an Osseo High School grad and former basketball star. He'll tell me about the latest exploits of his band, Maiden, Dixie. Last year was a high water mark for the 6-member band, gaining some high-profile exposure at events like WeFest. I ask you, where did the name come from?
You know what, Maiden Dixie, everyone always asks us that, and we got to come up with a better story, I think. Someone said Made in America a long time ago, 4 years ago. We thought that was a little cheesy, but we wanted something to do with kind of the girl, and then also thinking about America.
Are you kind of the instigator or the ringleader of this group?
Me and a gal named Channing Himes, we front the group. We sing the lead vocals in the band. But really, that's the cool thing about us is we're 6 individuals that all sing, all play.
Last summer was very busy touring their first album.
So the first album was kind of like, we didn't know what we were doing, just get it out there, share some of the music to the world.
This week, the band released their second album.
This one's different because we played all the instruments on it. We wrote all the songs again on it, so we're very excited. It's called Unsafe and Sound.
Unsafe and Sound really highlights each of the band members' talents. They put on an electric show and are playing a benefit for the Dayton Fire Department Saturday night at the Dayton Country Club.
We did that last year. It was a lot of fun, and we're excited to be back again. So. Not too far away from here, Dayton, so come on out and see us.
This is a band to keep your eye on. For Weekend Showcase, I'm Neil Persley.
For ticket information about Maiden Dixie's benefit concert for the Dayton Fire Department at the Dayton Country Club, you can go to maidendixie.com. And we will also have some information on our website at 12.tv.
Looks like fun.
That does it for us. Thanks so much for joining us.
Community Corners coming up next.